You're listening to Embrace Your Snake, the number one podcast for creatives and entrepreneurs that have big ideas and just need a little help to get them out into the world. I'm your host, Michael Jackson, and today we're talking about life choices. What are those things that change you and you never thought maybe you would do or wanted to do, but it made a big difference, or maybe a little difference anyway? Let's talk about it. So when I was little, I used to think about what did I want to be when I grow up? And of course, there were the typical things that kids think about. I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to be, as good as, I don't know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I thought he was super cool with his skyhook. There was a time when I really wanted to be a scientist, and specifically, I wanted to actually not just be a scientist, I wanted to be a geologist. I collected rocks for a while. I had lived in Maryland and I started looking for rocks, and one of my favorite rocks was obsidian. When I liked the word, I liked the way it was spelled, I liked the way it felt like glass and everything. I loved fool's gold. I loved sandstone. I just loved collecting rocks. I thought those were really cool. Then there was the time that I thought that I just wanted to be rich. I don't know how that was a career choice, but I just wanted to be that. So there are choices, when we're little, we want to make these certain choices. It turned out that I really, really wanted to be an artist. I wanted to teach. I mean, I shouldn't say I wanted to teach. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted people to feel something when I played my music, and I loved playing music. I got into music because my friend who lived across the street got into drums, and I thought I wanted to play drums. I ended up in clarinet, which actually turned out to be probably a better choice. I really liked the clarinet. I learned to play, the woodwind family of instruments, the flute and the saxophone along with it, and I majored in music. I'll tell you what, though, one of the things, and I said this a second ago, that I wanted to, but I didn't want to, I said I didn't want to teach. And it turns out that that's not exactly true. It's not true at all. Um, I can't even say that I don't want to be in the classroom. I think what I enjoy in life and what I hope other people enjoy is the fact that you can take some experience that you've gained and give that to somebody else so that they may not have to go through the same pain that you went through to get to wherever you are in your life, or helping someone avoid something. Um, I like the idea of, I don't know if I like the idea of standing in a classroom, even though now that I've gotten older, I don't mind that either. But what I really want to do is see people grow. I love working with kids. One of my favorite experiences ever was working with kids that were like 9 and 10 years old and teaching them how to do computer programming. They were some of the best programmers I had ever seen. They learned it so fast, and they took the concepts and started creating their own games with it. And that was just astounding to watch, and I loved it. I loved teaching people how to play music. I loved actually teaching people how to just get their creativity out of their soul and onto a piece of paper writing. I think that that's one of the reasons that I enjoyed karaoke so much, is because I was able to set up an environment where people can do things that they normally wouldn't do, and they can learn something about themselves and about the people and things around them and what their limitations are or aren't. And it turns out that I love teaching. I love, maybe the word is mentoring or coaching or guiding or letting people explore, because I think that a lot of people need a positive environment. They need someone to help nurture the ideas that they have and bring those ideas out. So, yeah, that's teaching, and it's also supporting. I think that is so fundamental for everyone in this world. It's fundamental for kids. They need that. They actually aren't afraid really of too much until they learn to be afraid. And then we have to like try and get that out of them so they can grow into what they really want to be. But I love the concept of being able to show people something new. I also think there are a lot of other people out there like me who like to do that, and they think they can't because they don't have anything to teach. And I will tell you right now that everybody that's listening to this has something that they can teach somebody that that person doesn't know and that they will appreciate. Whether it's learning how to start a fire by rubbing two sticks together. I don't even know if I don't know how to do that. I was a Boy Scout and I certainly didn't learn it. One thing I didn't learn is how to tie knots, and I watched my dad do it, and he can tie a knot like nobody's business, and he knows all these different knots. I can't tie a knot; they come out all the time. Or if it's something like computer programming or playing clarinet or writing a song or learning haiku, there is something that you can teach somebody. It is as simple as digging a ditch. You listen to that and you go, "Ugh, digging a ditch." There is a skill to digging a ditch the right way and making it so that you aren't tired at the end of the day like you're gonna be, but not as tired if you would have been if you'd done it wrong. There is a skill to practically everything that we do on this planet, and somebody does it better than somebody else, and they can learn from that person. We can all teach each other, we can all learn from each other. And I guess that's all I really want to say today. Everybody is valuable, everybody has something that they do that they are good at, and other people can get value from. So start sharing what it is that you have. Let people learn from you. Let people feel your essence and become better because you were in their lives. And in regards to that, you should do the same thing with others. Let them teach you. Absorb what they have so that you become fuller and you become a better person. That's all I got to say about it. This is Michael Jackson. Peace.